Hey guys, so I don't know really what I'm gonna do right now because as you can tell, it's like super blurry. It's because of the fact that for some reason, StreamYard, the thing that I'm using right now, is not hooking up my Blue Yeti microphone to my phone like I always do. It's saying that it's in beta phase now, and now it's not letting it work. So I honestly don't know. I mean, can you guys even hear it? Newt, I don't know who's in here right now, but can anybody actually hear me? I know it's blurry. It's because I'm using a laptop camera and not my phone camera. But if you can at least see me, then I'll just do this for tonight and then try to figure out what the hell's going on with the laptop. All right, then I guess we'll just do this. I'm gonna have to use this stupid camera for tonight instead of using my damn phone like I always do. But yeah, so StreamYard, what I usually do is I'll take my laptop that I have here and I use that for the comments. But I'll use my phone for the camera, which is the high definition camera, and I'll plug in my Blue Yeti microphone to this. And it always works. Every single time it works. But now it's telling me that it's in beta phase. And so I can't plug my microphone in. So you guys are going to have to deal with this like 720p video or whatever. But anyway, welcome to the live stream, everybody. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Today I am going to be going over the Azzaro Wanted line and all of the different fragrances that are in it, from the wanteds to the most wanteds, so that you guys can understand a little bit. I mean, most of you guys probably already do, but just an idea of what I feel about all these fragrances going into my review tomorrow. So on Thursday, I got in the brand new bottle, and yes, I got the full bottle of Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir. I did my first impressions of it, and then I left and I went on vacation for 4 days, and I just got back like an hour and a half ago. So I'm not going to talk about that tonight because I want to save that for the first impressions. But let's just say that you guys are going to enjoy it if you have the same feelings as me about this line. So we're going to go through that. I just heard from a few other reviewers because Azzaro is doing a PR chain right now where they're sending out bottles to a lot of people. And I thought they were going to send me Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir, but they didn't. They sent me another one of these, Azzaro, Wanted EDP, which is like one of the worst ones in the line. It still smells nice, but it's one of the worst ones in the line. And then I found out from like 4 or 5 other reviewers that, like big reviewers, that they just got their PR in, which they were expecting to be Forever Wanted Elixir. And it was, but it wasn't the bottle. It's like a little nail polish thing full of like 15 milliliters with no label on it, which is super weird. But anyway, let me know what your scent of the day is today. Today, because I'm doing this video, which one am I wearing? Where is it? There it is. I am wearing the Most Wanted Eau de Toilette Intense. Which I'll talk about in just a second. But let me know what you're wearing today. I'm going to get through these comments. Again, for anybody just joining right now, the reason it's a little bit blurry is because I'm using my laptop camera. There's an issue with the microphone. I just decided to start the live like this, and I'll get it fixed for next live, hopefully. But anyway, what's going on, Newt? Thank you for letting me know. What's going on, Luke? How you doing, man? You like the Azzaro, the Most Wanted Parfum? I'll let you guys know that in a second. But yeah, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I definitely like that one. Unless you're talking about the brand new one, which is Forever Wanted Elixir. That's a different story. And I do like that. But we can hear you got Tumi 19 in yesterday. Yeah, I get the raspberry leather Aventus comparisons. I don't like Tumi 19 degree. I know a lot of people love that. I love Tumi Continuum. I love a bunch of Tumi fragrances, but 19 degree, everybody was hyping that up so much throughout last year that I was thinking I was going into it and it was going to be absolutely fantastic. And I remember the first time I tried it, I was on my way to a cruise in Florida, and there was a Tumi store at the airport. And I went in there and I sprayed it on. And whenever I walked out, my mom, my dad, my wife, and my daughter were standing there. And they all told me That smells terrible. Go wash it off. And I smelled it and I was like, I don't think it smells terrible, but I know what you're saying. I don't see the hype around it. That's my personal opinion on Tumi 19 Degree. I don't know if what it is in it. I honestly don't know what it is that drives me away from it. But I do have to say, raspberry leather mixtures have never been something that I like Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. I don't like that. I know a lot of people like the raspberry leather mixture, and sometimes I can deal with it. But there was something strange in that one that I just didn't like as much as everybody else did. But that's just me. Before I get further into this, I want to let you guys know what I have on the way. So I obviously just got Stronger With You Parfum. I have Gentleman Only Casual Chic. I have Stronger With You Freeze. I got a full bottle of. I just got Fragrance By has a 20 or 10 milliliter decant of Stronger With You Sandalwood. Speaking of Stronger With You Sandalwood, I've heard Stronger With You Sandalwood is literally just Stronger With You mixed with a little bit more woods. I'll figure that out for myself because I really like sandalwood, but I like the warmer, creamy sandalwood. And I heard it's not that. With that said, I did get a 10 milliliter of that. I also got Scandal Absolute. If you guys don't know, last year I was going to pick up Scandal Absolute upon release, but some guy told me that he was going to send me Stronger With You Freeze and Scandal Absolute for free. He said he just wanted my opinions. He works for Lacoste or Coty, and he had these extra bottles and was going to send them to me. So I waited. 3 months later, he tells me, oh, yeah, man, I had some shipping issues. I'm definitely going to get it out to you. So then I waited another month. Never sent it to me. So I finally am picking it up. Stronger With You Freeze. I wish I would have got it while it was still available, but I ended up finding somebody who sold it to me for just under $100. And I have the other one coming to so I'll review first time Scandal Absolute. I have the other two Scandals, so I can let you know if they're similar or not. I know I have two other fragrances coming. I just can't think of the name. Oh, tomorrow I will have Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. That will be here tomorrow morning, so I'll be able to review that for you guys. That probably will come because the Azzaro comes first, so the Polo 67 probably won't be until Wednesday. Anyway, what's going on, Kevin? How you doing, man? Anyway, what's going on, Mitch? I saw you with the Strong With You Sandalwood. Scent of the day is Bad Boy Elixir. Anthony, hopefully you're liking that. I love the opening and I love the dry down. There's something in that mid that is too hyper masculine for my liking, but I still don't hate it. I like that mid, but just to me, that mid is just average, while the opening and the dry down are like an 8 to an 8.5 for me. But I do like the whole fragrance. It's just that part in the mid, it takes the score down a little bit for me. Oh, I also have Rasasi Hawas Fire. That one's coming too. Thank you for reminding me about the Rasasi by saying Hawas, Gordon. Which Hawas is closest to the Invictus Aqua 2016? That would be Hawas Ice. It's more of that candy-like citrus, bubblegum candy-like citrus. That's the closest one to Invictus Aqua 2016. But honestly, if you're looking for something that's the closest to 2016, it's going to be this. First Instinct Together. It's not like exact or anything. It still has that First Instinct DNA, but with that said, it's when you're in the air, you wouldn't know unless you're like really, 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 really into fragrances. You wouldn't know the difference if you're smelling it in the air. And then either one of these is going to do the same trick as 2016. I thought going into trying the 2016, or I tried the 2024, which is a remake of the 2016. I also just got a decant of 2016. They're a shot for shot remake. I thought I would have thought that it was going to be like crazy better than the other Invictus Aqua, but then I tried the 2018. It's not that much of a difference. People make out things to be so much. Once something gets discontinued, especially a really popular fragrances, people go out of their way to make it seem like it was this unmistakably better version of it. It really was not. It wasn't. Anyway, what's going on? Fear Feaster. Interesting name. Boss Bottled Absolute. Nice choice. Yeah, I got 19 degree, underwhelmed. Got it in, yeah, see, that's the best way to put it. I was underwhelmed by it because so many people hyped it up as like the best release last year, and I was underwhelmed. Like, I'd give it like a 7, but I wouldn't buy a bottle and I wouldn't wear it around. But Tumi Continuum, that's a good fragrance. I got a backup of Continuum in 6.8. Love that. It's a really, really good fragrance. Strong with You Sandalwood, very much like leather. Yeah. So if anybody knows about Stronger With You line, there was the original, which was more aromatic, slightly fresher than the rest of the line, except for Freeze and Only, which is kind of down the same route. And to be honest with you, the chestnut in that one wasn't even as pronounced as most of the other ones in the line. I really do like the original because it's like a signature version of the line. Then when you got to the second one, Intensely, that's like the 18, 16-year-old version of Stronger With You. It's just an amped up vanilla. It's kind of like if Jean-Paul Gaultier made a Stronger With You. It's just amped up sweetness. And that one gives me a headache. Doesn't smell bad. It gives me a headache. But then you have Absolutely, which as the rum, it's a lot smoother. And to be honest with you, out of all of those, there's redundancy across the board there, and you'd only need one of them. If I had to choose one, it would be the signature scent, which is the original Eau de Toilette, just because it's the signature scent all year round. But if you want the best cool weather one from the original line, it's Absolutely, or Parfum. The new Parfum, it's a little bit fresher, but not fresh. A little bit fresher. It is smoother, a slight bit more masculine. It has a little bit of this like leathery tone. And it's just a very beautiful version of the DNA. Still redundant. And then you have Freeze, which still has the chestnut, but it's not redundant to own that one. Only is not redundant, but at the same time, Only is very boring. So I would never recommend that to somebody. It smells okay. It's super boring. With that said, as of right now, when you go into the rest of the line, which is the limited editions, the only two that really smell apart from the DNA is Amber, which is like far and away a different scent than Stronger With You, because it really relies on that kind of lavender, amber, vanilla, it's like Emporio Armani's version of Grand Soir. While doing its own thing, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it was average. But then you have Oud in leather. Oud is my favorite from that limited edition line, only because it's kind of like if you took Stronger With You Intensely and dialed down the vanilla a ton, and for the first 45 minutes, you added a nice bit of darker woods, which it's not animalic or anything like that, like you would think. Oud, it's a designer oud that's just piled on top of the opening of Stronger With You Intensely with the vanilla really dialed down. Then you go into Stronger With You Leather, which is literally like a shot for shot remake of the rest of the line, just with like this minute amount of leather. And then we have now Stronger With You Sandalwood, which I'll probably get a bottle if it's enjoyable, just because they discontinue them so quickly. And then after a few years, those things get really expensive. So I like to have them. With that said, I'll wait till they're $80. They'll be 80. Oh, tobacco and amber are the furthest away from the DNA, because tobacco still has the DNA once you get to the dry down, but it's so dialed down and it's so much more tobacco. That's exactly what I thought they should have done with leather. I thought that's what they should have done with oud, was actually focus on that note for the full fragrance. And they finally did that with tobacco. But anyway, there we go. What's going on, Jeff? Are you on a cooling? No. So, Jeff, I started the live stream, and I was about to start the live stream. And on StreamYard, you have to plug this into my phone. And when I went to plug it into my phone, StreamYard said it was in beta phase and there was some error. And so it couldn't read my microphone. And so it was either that I canceled my live and I tried to figure it out, but I was like, I already have my laptop in front of me. That has a crappy camera. So what I'm going to do is, instead of canceling my live, I'm using my crappy laptop camera, and I plugged in my Blue Yeti. I'd rather have good audio and semi-crappy video than not have a live at all. So you guys are just going to have to deal with crappy video for tonight, unfortunately. It's a 2013 laptop, so it's definitely, I just did a ticket with my work to get a new laptop, so hopefully I get that. Who recommending not buying Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim? How close are the clones in performance? I don't recommend buying Afternoon Swim personally, because there's so many clones out there, and it's a simplistic DNA. Because it's so simplistic, it's easy to remake or at least get close to that style. So while I'll never buy Afternoon Swim, even though I really like it, there's just like Sunset Swim. That's one of the fragrances that I think, if you found Luciano's Sunset Swim, it's good enough that you don't need to spend the extra $330 to get the Louis Vuitton. But with Pacific Chill, even though they have a really close remake, I like Pacific Chill so much that I need Pacific Chill. Imagination's the hardest one that I've found for clones to try to clone it perfectly. So that's another one I'd get the Louis. But for Afternoon Swim, it's such a simplistic DNA. You can find 4 or 5 dupes that get it close enough that you don't need the original. New Gentleman Society 2025 fragrance now available in the U.S. Just ordered blind buy. What? Hold on. Givenchy Gentleman Society Ombre? Huh. It is available. Well, thank you for letting me know that, Orange. I'm going to buy that after this live stream. I need to get that fragrance like today. That was the one I was looking forward to the most. Thank you for letting me know. I checked last night and it was not there. You tried Tumi Dusk yet, Randy? I have not. I think I've tried Tumi Dusk. I think, was it Jeff that sent me a decan of it? Somebody sent me a decan of it. And when I tried it, I was like, it's okay. Not one that I would buy, but it was nice. It's just wasn't worth Tumi prices. Strong With You tobacco is my favorite, bar none. So for me, if I would tell somebody to buy 3 Stronger With You fragrances, 1 fresh, 1 limited edition, and 1 cool weather, it would be Stronger With You Freeze, Stronger With You Absolutely, and Stronger With You Tobacco. Or Oud. I'm between the two. But if you already have the Absolutely, then you don't need Oud. Just because they're similar styles of DNA, but I really do like Oud. That one's a really good fragrance. Spend the day with Polo 60. Yeah, if you haven't seen, again, I'm doing my Polo 67 on Wednesday, but Jeff already has his Polo 67 EDP review out, first impressions, whatever it might be, out on his channel. But he also got Rock Rose, and I told him that if he didn't like it, that I would buy it off of him, and he seems to like it. He didn't like it at first, but now that he's wearing it, it seems to like it more. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Damn, Jeff, I'm jealous of Rock Rose. Nice one. Yeah, that was one I told him. I said, I think you're really going to like it. I said, it has pieces of like that Percival Fierce style while doing its own thing. And I know a lot of people agree with me on that, but I know some people don't, and he's one of the ones that don't. Just got to tell you, it's 219 on Venba, I believe. What's going on, Gian? What's up with the camera? So that, yeah, it is 06. It's a 2013 laptop camera. Just deal with it. It's only for tonight, hopefully. Hopefully I can figure out what the heck is going on. It must be the new edition of the, because my iPhone updated last night, so it might be the new iPhone update that's causing the issue. But for anybody who's brand new right now, the live stream, this is not what my lives usually look like. My lives usually look like a normal live. It's just there's an issue tonight. Just deal with it. I don't know what else to say. Good evening, Randy. Oh, by the way, everybody, I got 3 new Lacoste things. Let me take that down. I got this. It's a zip-up Lacoste hoodie. I know you guys know that I like to support my Lacoste. I got a track jacket, all black track jacket. And then I got a baby blue to match my baby blue hat, half zip collared sweater. And they were $50 each. They were all 70% off. So I was like, I got to get those. Yeah, Giancarlo. So I want to tell you guys this really quick story, and then I'll get to the fragrances. So 6 months ago, I ordered from News Parfums. I ordered 3 fragrances, one of them being Abbey Rouge Parfum. And I got it in. I did my review. Told you guys it's just not my style. It smells okay. It's just like Abbey Rouge Privé. I like it, but there wasn't enough for me to warrant keeping the bottle. And so I was going to sell it here to Giancarlo. But the bottle was broke. There was it didn't spray. It leaked out of it. And so I contacted News Parfums and I said, I mean, this was 5 months ago. I said, I need you guys to replace this. I'm happy to return it if you guys pay for the return fee, but it's a broken atomizer and it's nothing I can do about it. They said, well, since we're in France, we can't send you a return thing. So what we'll do is next time you make a purchase, we'll send you a new bottle of it. And so I was like, so you're telling me I actually have to purchase more stuff just to get a replacement of something that was broke in transit? They were like, yes. They didn't fold on that. They didn't budge on it. That's what happened. So I didn't make an order from them for another 5 months or so. And then I made an order 3 weeks ago. I contacted them and said, hey, my last order, I spoke to you. It was the same person. And you need to send me the Abbey Rouge Le Parfum. And they said, okay, sounds good. They threw it in. I got the package in. And they sent me Abbey Rouge Eau de Parfum, which is half the price of the Le Parfum. And so I contacted them and I said, I already own the Eau de Parfum. I said, and it's a half the price. You guys sent the wrong one in error. I need you to fix this. I'll send this back to you. They said, well, here's your 2 options. One is you can pay, which I checked with USPS. It's $51 for me to ship that back to them, which is that bottle is $54. So it's $51 for me to ship it back. They said it would have to come out of your pocket. Or 2, you keep that as reimbursement for the original one. And I said, so you're telling me to keep something that's half the price of what I already purchased? I was like, what I would like done is you put a voucher or a credit on my account to buy something for the difference between that bottle and what my bottle actually was supposed to be, which was $52 or something like that. And they said no. And I was like, fine, I'm never using fucking News Parfums again. And I'm going to drag your name through the mud the most that I can, just because if you're not going to do that for something that was actually your fault, and then you're telling me that I have to pay money out of my pocket to send back something that you sent on accident, even though I told you 3 times which one to send, and you had an order in front of you to show which one to send, and you sent the wrong one. That's not my fault. It's not my fault that you're in France. It's not my fault that you accept US shipping. It's not my fault. It's your fault. And so it's not like I opened the package. The package is here. It doesn't say on your site no returns. It doesn't say that if you return, you have to spend your own money. I mean, so yeah, that's long story short. News Parfum screwed me over. Dear Own 2020, I actually like 2020. A lot of people didn't. I like it a lot. Francis Kirkjohn might reformulate. Well, let's hope not, because he's done a pretty shitty job so far. He did a good job with Dear Own Parfum, even though a lot of people think he didn't. I use your code at Zohar Aroma. Hope you got like $6. I don't have affiliate with them, Peacekeeper. It's just a code. Most of the times that I give you guys codes, I don't have affiliate with. I can tell you the only 2 companies I have affiliate with are Joma Shop and Venba. And that's not even like a collaboration. That's just like I went online. I signed up for their affiliate just like anybody in them, like you guys could. And I post links and sales and then I get money. But for Zohar Aroma, they just gave me a code because you guys asked for a code. And so I asked for a code. Oh, let's give Mo shit when he gets here. He's camped in TLTG's live. I didn't know Ross was live. Um, I started my live at 6:45 because I thought Ross was. I looked at his live stream and I saw that he wasn't going to be live. So he must have scheduled it after I scheduled mine. They screwed you with the Abbey Rouge. Yeah. If you want to buy the EDP from me, you can send me like what, $30 or so. I don't know. I have to look and see what they go for and then take a discount off for you, just like I did for the other one. I'm still talking with them though, Giancarlo. And I also had Jeff sent a few emails to News Parfums telling them, I can't believe that you did this. I heard a horror story from a reviewer that you weren't going to refund his order, blah, 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 blah. And so we're trying to see if they'll hook me up. Rock Rose is awesome. I love that one. I like it too. Some people don't, but for the most part, people seem to like it. Everyone should reach out to News Parfums customer service and complain. Literally, go to News Parfums, click on the thing, and then all you have to do is type your message and hit send, and that's it. If you want to get me a free bottle of something, well, not a free bottle because I did pay $107 back in the day for it, but if you want to get me my actual refund, then go ahead and do that. I'd appreciate it. Hey, smash that like button. Thanks, Newt. What's going on, Sandy? I still can't believe I didn't pick up the new Givenchy Gentleman Society Ombre at Dublin Airport on the 27th. I'm such an ass. Yep. How about this one, though? As you guys know, most of you guys know, I work for a pharmacy, UPMC, but it's like a health plan, and they're doing a bunch of layoffs, and I have a meeting this week. There is a good chance that I could be part of that. It's a huge, layoff thing, and I can't really consider myself nervous, but at the same time, it's like they've been doing it to everybody, so I wouldn't be surprised. Well, it wasn't welcome to Moe's. I'm actually not going to say it because you were a traitor. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know that Ross was even going live. I would have pushed mine back to 7:45, but my daughter has the flu. She has 103 fever right now, so my wife took her to the doctor, so I figured it was a good time for me to do the live so that when she got home, if she needed to go to sleep or something, that I wasn't talking really loud on this. I saw the live stream and thought, has Randy gone back to the 90s? Yeah, I'm sorry. I really hope it's not like this next week, because if it is like this next week, I don't know what to do. I think it's the new iPhone update, and I'll have to figure something out. Maybe I'll go back to doing the YouTube live stream where it's like directly through YouTube. But at that point in time, I can't even see the comments. So it's like, it's stupid to do it that way. What's going on, Blackwater? I just bought the new Valentino. It's nice. I actually was told not to buy it. I spoke to a few people that I'm friends with that are either reviewers or other people, and they said, I got it in, and it's not worth buying before you try it. And so I decided to stick with the ones that I already have on the way and then do the Valentino later. But at this point in time, I'm not buying that one. I'm just going to wait till it comes to stores, because it'll be in stores within the next few weeks. But I'm glad you like it. Has anyone tried Armoff Eterna Limited Edition? I have not. Haven't even heard of it. Best wishes, Randy. Hopefully not, but better things around. The only way I can look at it as, it's, if it happens, it happens. I mean, it's not like something that I did that affected it. It's company-wide layoffs. So, I mean, if that happens, then it happens. I have enough experience that I'd be able to find something else pretty quickly. At least I think I would. I don't know. I wish your daughter would get well. Thank you, Blackwater. Appreciate it. When she woke up today and had 103-degree fever, I had to think to myself, I said, 103-degree fever is pretty crazy, but if she was me, because for adults, full-grown adults, 104 is where it's horrible. 103 is pretty bad, like go to the doctor or hospital. For a kid her age, instead of 104, it's like the high point is 106. So when you get to 103, that's when you need to go to the doctor. So that's why we decided to go to the doctor. Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate you. Thanks for the heads up on the ombre just order. Yeah, I need to pick that up. All right. So I just spent like 40 minutes going through and just chatting with you guys. So I'm going to try to get through these Azzaros pretty quickly. So we're doing the Azzaro line breakdown because, again, tomorrow I have the full bottle of Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir that will be, my review will be out sometime in the mid-afternoon-ish. I just have to get it edited. So here is the original Wanted. It's the only one that I have a small bottle for because I don't wear it that much. And honestly, the fragrance, when it first came out, people were like, oh, that's cool. It's like Invictus-y, but it has its own gingery snap to it. And then I never tried it through that entire time. I hadn't tried it. But if you actually smell it, it doesn't smell like Invictus at all. It has its own thing going on with that slight spice, the ginger that's in there. It's fresh, it's clean. And then it has this all-season vibe to it where it's really not as bubblegummy as I had expected when I first bought it, thinking when people were saying Invictus, you think that's like the king of bubblegum. And this, while it's still, I understand what people are saying, it's not the same type of bubblegum sweetness. There is no redundancy issues between this and Invictus, and I don't understand why people say that. But this one, nowadays, now that we have all these other fragrances out there, you can smell this, and especially if you have like 20 fragrances, 30 fragrances, and most of the people here have probably more than that, or at least in that ballpark. This comes off a bit generic and a bit on the synthetic side, like where I understand, again, a lot of designers in synthetic, but this one smells more on the synthetic route. Anyway, so clean, fresh, ginger, a little bit of that sweetness underneath it. It's a nice fragrance. Would I recommend it to people? I mean, if you find it for 15, 20 bucks, it's an easy wear. But it's like an easy wear to the gym or on a quick errand. But even then, there's a lot of better options out there. Then the second one that came out was Wanted Free Ride, I believe was the second one, but I don't know what that smells like, so I can't help you. Then there was this Wanted Tonic. Toilet water is what a lot of people call it. I have probably worn this twice since I got the bottle. And it's not because it sucks. It's because it's just not that good. it's in between okay and sucks, which I'm going to label as not that good. It smells clean, fresh, and synthetic, and it's just not something that I would recommend buying. There's a reason why I got this for 13 bucks. And I got it from Macy's Backstage, which literally carries nothing. It's because it's just not a very good fragrance. And so there are some people that enjoy it and they say it's actually not that bad. It's clean, it's fresh. And yes, I agree with that. But there's just a little bit of this kind of funk that it smells like something that you could buy from I don't know, Five Below or something. Like it does have that feeling to it where there's no way in a million years I'm going to recommend that to somebody. It semi sucks. That's exactly what it is. And then after that one came the line. And I think this is where the line starts. You guys can say whatever about the original. So I can't knock the original because for its time, it was actually pretty good. But it quickly got redundant in comparison to other fragrances. Let me acknowledge this first. Thank you very much, Mitch, for the $10 donation. I appreciate you. I didn't want to overlook it or forget about it, but what wishes are your daughter and the job meeting? Well, I'll let you guys know on my next live stream. I'll know for sure by then, but yeah, well, I appreciate it. do what I can, and daughter should be home in about 15 minutes, so I'll figure that out. Possibly while you guys are still here. But thank you very much. Appreciate it. With that said, this is to me where the line started to actually hit the nail on the head. It's Wanted by Night by Azzaro, obviously. This is fresh, not fresh. It's where the freshness goes away and it gets to be more of the cooler weather scent. It's definitely a perfect scent for the fall, but you can wear it at nighttime during pretty much any season because it still has a little bit of the Wanted DNA in there, but it's a fruity amberwood cinnamon balm. So if you just took a bunch of cinnamon sticks and threw them together with a conglomeration of fruits and this kind of amberwood backbone, that is what this fragrance smells like. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of my wife's favorite fragrance, if not her favorite fragrance. It's the fragrance that got me to start my channel. So if you're looking to see why I am sitting here today with this crappy ass camera talking to you guys, it is because of this fragrance and YSLY EDT. And if you haven't tried it, it is discontinued now. Even though, so Azzaro did say to me personally twice, a rep said it at, where was it? Macy's. And they told me on email that Wanted by Night was discontinued. But yet, when I was out yesterday, there was a bottle of Wanted by Night at Macy's, a bottle of Wanted by Night at Sephora, and at Ulta. So if it's discontinued, they're keeping it on the shelves for a long time. So I would say Wanted by Night out of the entire fragrance line. And you guys are going to think, wait, I thought this is my favorite from the line. I'm probably going to have to say that. It's just, I wear this one the most. As you can tell, it's just about gone. And I have a backup bottle of it, which I don't really have many of those in my collection, backup bottles. So yeah, Azzaro Wanted by Night. You can find it for about $70. The next one is where, for everybody else, this line really started and it became its own line. This is the Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense. A lot of people separate the Wanted line from this line, and then they kind of add Wanted by Night into the Most Wanted line just because it's good. They take all the bad ones and they put them into the Wanted line, and they take all the good ones and they put them into the Most Wanted line. But with that said, you have this one. This is Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense. It is cardamom, toffee, amberwood, and even though no one has really ever mentioned it, that bourbon vanilla that you get in the Parfum, it is in here. It's dialed back. If you actually look at the ingredient list, the same ingredient that create the ingredients that create that bourbon vanilla oil are in this one as well. And I always said it, even back to my first video, that the bourbon vanilla is in this. It's dialed down. It's not as prominent. And then they also have a little bit of this powdery tone underneath it. It is beautiful. And people always, like, I was on some guy's channel the other day watching a short. You know that older guy that looks like he's in his mid-50s, that it's almost like he looks like a CEO of a company or something. Well, he was like, this is Most Wanted. It would be the best one in the line if it wasn't a clone of Stronger With You. This smells nothing like Stronger With You. To the people who say that, then your senses are off. Stronger With You is based around nuttiness, chestnut. This is based around toffee. There is no chestnut in this. The vanillas are not the same. The amber woods are not the same. I understand what you're saying, but if you're comparing a very chestnut forward fragrance, and if you're comparing it to the original, people are saying Stronger With You Intensely. Stronger With You Intensely is a vanilla bomb. This one smells nothing like it. This is toffee with a green semi-oriental spice that's mixed in. It's a very beautiful semi-gourmand fragrance, and it's one of the best night out fragrances out there. With that said, we're going into the next one. This is Azzaro's The Most Wanted Parfum, which takes that bourbon vanilla and it replaces all the toffee, takes the toffee out, even though I think there is a little touch of toffee in it. It takes that bourbon vanilla it brings it up and it makes it the key point in the fragrance, mixed together with ginger, which to some people gives that grape soda vibe. To me, I absolutely love it. It's fresh, sexy, alluring. It has the, not fresh. Why do I keep saying fucking fresh? It's warm, sexy, alluring. And it has this ambery tone underneath it. And then the warm ginger provides a slight, almost semi-fruitiness to it, which is weird how it comes across when it mixes with the bourbon vanilla. And it does seem like it has, even though it's bourbon vanilla, and bourbon vanilla is just a type of vanilla, it doesn't mean it's bourbon. It does, because of the mixture, smell like there's almost a little bit of a boozy tone in it. But with that said, bourbon, vanilla, ginger, and amber woods, it's one of the better fragrances for the night out for sure. Great winter scent, absolutely. And then we're going into the last two. This one was released 2 years ago, and I don't like it that much. They just resent me a bottle of it, but I mean, it's a very wearable fragrance, but if I had to put it in line with all the rest of them, it's going to be in front of the original and in front of Tonic, but it's going to be below all the rest of them. This is Azzaro's Wanted Eau de Parfum. It is the same bottle as Wanted Free Ride, but I think they're pretty different. It's their version of almost like a blue freshie, because they have a lot of juniper berry in it. They have some aromatic tones, but once the juniper, the opening is decent because the juniper comes out, gives you that fruity, fresh blue scent, similar to that of, if you've ever smelled Rochas Loam, it has that juniper mixture in there. It doesn't have the pineapple or anything in this, but the juniper in this is actually quite nice. But once that kind of leaves, you're just left with a semi-aromatic, woody, musky fragrance, and it's just basic. It's an average scent. That's the reason that I ended up doing a giveaway of mine, and you guys got the giveaway. And then one of my subscribers sent me a bottle, and then I gave that one away to one of you guys. This bottle won't leave me alone. Now I have my third one. I don't need it, but I appreciate Azzaro sending it to me. So now my collection is complete again. And then we have the one from last year. This is Azzaro, the Most Wanted Eau de Toilette Intense, the one that I'm wearing today. Hold on, before I say that, I don't want to miss this. What's going on, Mickey? How you doing, man? Just came back from a cruise. I took Burberry Hero EDP with me. Nice scent. It is a nice scent. It's the best, in my opinion, the best Burberry Hero, because the original was just woody, generic. It smells nice, woody, generic. The Parfum was just, didn't know what it was doing. And then you have the EDP, which it has, similar to like Wanted by Night and Stronger with You, where it has that spice and woods and amber wood and ambery tones, a little bit of sweetness. Night out, it's a really, really nice fragrance. So it's an underrated one too. That's why it's pretty easily purchased for under $70. But yeah, definitely a great choice, and thank you for the $5 donation. With that said, last one. This is Azzaro, the Most Wanted Eau de Toilette Intense. The opening is okay. It has this kind of semi-green, syrupy freshness that I'm not exactly sure, because it's minty, but it reminds me of almost like the mid of Polo Red. Is it Polo Red Parfum? Yeah, Polo Red Parfum, where it has almost like this slight absinthe note to it. And I do like it. It's fresh, clean. There's my daughter. I told you as soon as they got home, my dog would start going nuts. Anyway, so Polo Red Parfum is what this one reminds me of at points in time of the fragrance. But as it starts to dry, it's weird, because I was like, why are they calling this the Most Wanted when there is no sweetness in it? There's no toffee in it. But when you do get to the dry down, it's almost like you get a fresh version of Most Wanted. The toffee isn't really there, but it's like you almost get like a fresh, that vanilla, that kind of semi-spice that you get from the Most Wanted. And it really does just feel like a fresh and creamy version of the Most Wanted DNA. And so once it gets to that point, it's actually really freaking nice. The opening is where I'm confused if I like it or not. And I won't be able to answer that question ever because I've worn it now for a year and I still feel the same way. The opening is this green syrupy freshness, and I don't know how I feel about it. Then I get to the dry down and I love it. So I'm going to keep it. I think it's really nice. It's, as far as my rankings of them, I'm going to say number 1 is tied, Wanted by Night and Most Wanted. Number 2 is Most Wanted Parfum. Number 3 is Most Wanted Eau de Toilette Intense. Number 4 is Wanted EDP. And then I feel like that's where the line just kind of, at Wanted EDP is where the line just kind of takes a nosedive. And then you go to these two. This one is my least favorite. And this one, again, it can be worn anytime. And it's not like I dislike it. This is the only one I can say in the entire line that I dislike. But it's like, it's just not very good. It's like I could wear it and it's fresh and clean. I'm fine with it. But I won't choose it over anything else in my collection. But yeah. And then I have Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir, which, let's just give you guys a little bit of a hint. Like I said, it does take us back to this one, but it does have its own thing going on. I've only smelled one spray of it, or like 2 sprays on my first impression, and then I washed it off and I left. So my first impression will be out once I edit it tomorrow. It'll be out tomorrow. The bottle is super sexy, so you guys need to keep an eye on that one. The bottle looks exactly like this, but gold. It has the shininess to it. It's a sexy bottle, but it's really hard to not have a glare. So yeah, it's a very, very nice one. But I appreciate, to anybody, the person who said about the Gentleman's Society Ombre, I'm going to be buying that as soon as I get off this live stream, because it's probably my most wanted fragrance. It's my most wanted fragrance from this year. It was that and Forever Wanted Elixir, and both of them seem to be coming out at the same time. But if you want to know where I got my most wanted for Forever Wanted Elixir, I reached out to a reviewer that ended up getting it at Dillard's, and I asked him if he could pick me up one. In exchange, I would pay him obviously a little bit extra. And then I would have him on a live stream to do a live stream. And he agreed. And so he went and he purchased it and he sent it to me. And so I'll be posting my review tomorrow. What's up, Sun Devil? How you doing, man? If anybody who is just joining, this camera is a one-time thing. It's an issue that it's going on with the live stream. I know we're just doing a 90s throwback live stream tonight on accident, obviously. But you're wearing Salvatore Ferragamo Urban Feel. Nice, man. Hopefully you're doing well. It's a nice lavender scent. It's just easy to forget because it doesn't really stand out or do anything special. You're talking about the EDP and the EDT Intense. I think that's what you're talking about. Or are you talking about this one? Because the EDT Intense also has that kind of like lavender mintiness. What's my favorite vacation fragrance? Always this one. It's Creed's Virgin Island Water. Virgin Island Water, while it is this kind of... Let me change that up. It was Creed's Virgin Island Water. I love this, and I'll still take it with me on every vacation. But this year, 2024, this came out, and this one is almost like a better version of Virgin Island Water because it lasts longer, and it has more of a grown-up feeling, so it's not as unisex as Virgin Island Water. It is Coastal Carolina's Outer Banks. That stuff is fan-freaking-tastic. It has everything that you get from Virgin Island Water. It has the citrus. It has that tropical feeling. But when you start to get to the mid into the dry down, you start to get more ambergris coming in. It starts to get more woody, earthy, but also at the same time, it still has that sweetness and the citrus. It is effervescent, clean, fresh, masculine, woody, but also has that Virgin Island water style DNA built into it. If you haven't tried this out, it's great. I took this with me on vacation to my cruise last year, and I can tell you it was right whenever I got this in. And I said to myself, and I did a review on it right when I got back from vacation. I said, this might be my wife's favorite fragrance, like for the warm weather. You guys should definitely try that. But I would say prior to that, it was Virgin Island water. Because, and the reason that is because you get that tropical feeling, but you also get this kind of like effervescent tone. And that's why I think that the Outer Banks is probably better, because even if it's a cooler night and it's not really the time for a tropical fragrance, the Outer Banks has the ambergris, the woods that come in that really make it more of that mass appealing masculine fragrance that has a bit of a sparkling aura to it. And so I really a nice fragrance. But anyway, what's going on, Novice Knows? How you doing, man? What's up, Randy and chats in the days, man? Sarah Cosmic Pepper. Looking forward to your thoughts on Forever Elixir, Forever Wanted Elixir. Sounds like it's right up my alley. It should be. I don't even know if it's up my alley. I mean, I know it is. And so I'll give you my opinion is that I really like it. But I don't know how much my opinion really matters yet, because I only wore it for like 15 minutes. And so it's like I had to do the review so fast and then get the hell out the door and then wash it off, because I didn't want to like mix it with what I was already wearing, and I didn't take it with me for obvious reasons. But yeah, I really liked it. But I honestly, Jeff asked me earlier what it smelled like, and I said I think it smells like this, but I have to spray it again. But yeah. I also that's one reason why I'm not telling you what I think about it during this live stream. But the other reason is because it's a most wanted. And it's one of the biggest fragrances in the fragrance community. And I'm not giving away my first impression thoughts before my first impression is released. But thank you, Novice, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you, man. What's up, Peace? Do you feel the same about Zohar Aroma's Afternoon Clone? It's a good one. If you got that one, then you would be okay with it. It's a good one. Is it better than Luciano's? No. But there's other ones that I've tried. They're all in the same realm. And again, it's so simplistic. You can't really do it wrong. And Zohar does it right. And so, I mean, if you got it, it's not like 100% afternoon swim. But if you wore it, and somebody walked past you who knows what afternoon swim smells like, they'd be like, oh, that's afternoon swim. So, I mean, you'd be okay with it, especially because it's like $20. But if you can get Luciano's, that's the best one I've tried so far. Evening Rain. What's up, Mike? Send the day was Tom Ford's Ebony Fumé. Justin got me hooked on this one. I smelled that. Mo sent me a decant of it. It's amber and spice, and it's nice, but it wasn't something that I would see myself paying Tom Ford prices for. So I decided not to. It was a small decant too, so I didn't really get to experience the full feeling of it. I did get Blonde Amber in by Clive Christian, and I have to tell you, Blonde Amber by Clive Christian, that stuff is good. That stuff is really good. It actually, I think it might be better than what I used to call my favorite amber scent of all time, which is Grand Soir by MFK. I think it's better than that because it smells like Grand Soir with more going on. If you haven't smelled Clive Christian's Blonde Amber, I got to tell you, I love all of you in the chat for telling me to pick that up and telling me that because they couldn't send it to me the first time, I needed to get on top of their asses to send it to me. And I'm glad that you told me that because they sent it to me and I was like, man, is this freaking good. I just saw he said, do you still feel the same? Yeah, I still feel the same. It's not a 1-to-1, but it's pretty damn close. Most wanted, pun intended. Yeah, I know. Now I know where I'm at. Hey bro, prefer Polo Blue EDT or Parfum? I prefer the Parfum. The Parfum is a little bit more wearable. The EDT doesn't last as long. If I had to pick a Polo Blue, it doesn't help you because it doesn't exist anymore. It's Polo Blue Gold Blend. That is the best one that they ever made. And honestly, a lot of people think the best one they ever made was that Polo Deep Blue. I actually didn't like that one. I think that was the worst Polo. The mango did something weird to me. I felt like it was very earthy. Like the mango made it come off earthy to me. I don't understand it, like a funk. With that said, Polo Blue Gold Blend is one of my favorites, but my favorite that still exists is Polo Blue Parfum, because you can get a parfum that lasts 12 hours that can be worn in almost any situation. I mean, it's a blue signature scent. You get everything that you want from the Polo Blue line, and that's what I always said. Polo Blue Parfum is pieces of the EDT, the EDP, and Gold Blend all rolled into one. And so I think that it's not even close. I think the Parfum is better than the EDT. My favorite is Grandeurs Soaked Sun Exclusive Peacekeeper. Nice. I can obviously say Lamari Porthole. Lamari Porthole is a good one too. Wait, is Ombre out? Novice, yeah, it just got released today apparently. I have it up on my phone. Oh, that's a 2013 camera. Look at that. Gentleman Society Ombre. It is $118 on Givenchy's website for a 60 milliliter, or $144 on Givenchy's website. I don't see it anywhere else, which kind of sucks, because my guess is it's going to be on Ulta's website in like a day or two, and I have a $20 off coupon. But whatever, I'll just buy it. Cam does do great work at Coastal Carolina. Not many people talk about his stuff. It's my favorite indie house. It used to be Imaginary Authors, but now that Cam allowed me to sample all of the ones from his line, 2.6 Elixir started it out. It's a beautiful scent. The only one that I have, and I told him, I'm always straight up with the people that I talk to. I don't care if it ruins our relationship as far as like partnership. But I told Cam, I said, literally the only one from your entire line that I don't love, and I mean love. I love all of them. Victorian Vanilla is one of the best vanilla scents I ever. It's like the Shawnee Ani if it didn't smell like grandma's cookies, like a grandma mixed with cookies. That one's really good. They have the Iris one that's really freaking good. I get Dixie Iris. That one's really nice. As far as like if you like the powdery iris scents, you like a little bit of sweetness mixed in, that's great. Outer Banks is awesome. Surf City is almost like an apple sauvage. It's such a good fragrance. But then you have my favorite from the house, which is Southern Peach Tea, which if you like the scent of peach, it's amazing. And it's not like bitter peach where it's like feminine. This is like almost like a unisex leaning masculine Southern Peach Tea fragrance. But the only one I don't like is Southern Comfort. It doesn't last on your skin. You spray it on, it doesn't smell like Southern Comfort. It's so bland that I don't know what the heck he did with that one. And he said, yeah, I agree. I was like, then why don't you just delete it off your website? Wiley Parfum 2025, now available in the US, but you probably already know. I did know that one is available, but I am waiting for it to be launched in stores so I can try it. I'm not about to buy Wiley Parfum, even if they added pine, because there is a very good chance that even though they added pine, you won't be able to smell the pine, and it's just going to smell like Wiley Parfum. And when they reformulated YEDP, it went from being my favorite Y to the Y that gives me a headache. When they reformulated YEDT, it went from being my most worn fragrance to me having to go and find the 2017 edition and buy 2 more bottles because I didn't like the reformulation. So I need to make sure that formulation is good before I even think about buying it. But I have a feeling it's going to be very close to the original. I mean, if they did add pine and it's really good, I'm willing to hear some people's thoughts on that before I buy it. Dude, reminds me, I gotta get Southern Peach Tea one of these days. I have a code for them. I don't remember what it is. You have to go to my Southern Peach Tea video or my Coastal Carolina video and go into the description. There's a code for a discount. I don't know what it is, but yeah. I have a bottle of Scent Journey Lido Life arriving tomorrow. It's supposed to be tropical. There's one that I really want to get. Speaking of tropical, Mebisu, and it's Passion. Is it Passion Island? Yeah, that one I want to get. The LeBeau line is pretty good, Mo. LeBeau is the original is very nice. It's your typical. It's semi-earthy coconut mixed together with like this kind of sweetness, like tonka-like sweetness. Simplistic. It's a beachy fragrance. And then you get to the Le Parfum, which I liked less than the original. That has the best opening out of all of them. But then there's this like 20 to 30 minute period that it comes real earthy to me that I'm not a huge fan of. But that fragrance is nice. Paradise Garden, I just think is very average. And then the new LeBeau Floral or Flower, the opening smells like if you mix together Paradise Garden with like a ton of tonka, and then you got to the dry down, and that sweetness completely goes away, and you get this kind of like semi-sweet floral mixed together with a lot of tonka, which then it smells like a floral version of LeBeau, not Lamal, or Lamal, not LeBeau. And at that point in time, I love the fragrance, but it is so close to your skin, it's not even worth buying. With that said, the LeBeau line, I wouldn't say is great. Or pretty good. I would say part of them are, but that's just my personal opinion. I think that there's a lot of lines out there that are really good, and I wouldn't put LeBeau into a really good line. I think it's an overhyped line. Outer Banks is fire. Coastal Carolina puts out some really good stuff. Surf City is a great office scent for me. Yeah, it definitely is. No, dude, I can't get Luciana here at all. Yeah, I don't know much about clones, but if you can get the Zoha, it's definitely close enough that you're fine. And if it's not to you, then it's what, a $20 purchase? Who cares? I have Paradise Garden, but not too many tropical designers do it for me. Yeah, tropical designers don't do much for me either. What up from hometown, my guy? Who's this? What up from H-Town? I thought you were saying hometown. What is H-Town? Is that Houston? I've heard A-Town. I've heard O-Town. I haven't heard H-Town before. I'm guessing Houston? Novice knows. Check out his 3.6 tobacco, 3.6 elixir. Yeah, 3.6 elixir is a really good one. 3.6 tobacco, because it's a tobacco scent. It smells like a spicy, more masculine Parfums de Marley Herod. It's definitely a good one. What's good, Joel? Can I get Grandeur or North Stag? What do you mean? I've tried 2 North Stags. I don't know what you mean by can you get. I've tried 2 North Stag fragrances, and both of them were given to me almost as a joke, like to give them away. Let me just hold on. North Stag fragrance. Yeah, those were the 2 fragrances that were given to me, and I hope you're not recommending North Stag's Louis Vuitton clones, because they are so trash, like so bad, that they're not so bad, I should say. They're as far as like smell wise, they smell okay, but as far as being like a clone, which they were trying to be, they don't come close. And that's why Newt sent them to me to give away to other people, was because he wasn't going to wear them. I smelled them and I was like, would I wear these? No, I wouldn't wear these. So I would definitely not recommend North Stag. I don't know what Grandeur smells like. Never heard of it. Polo Deep Blue Parfum's really good. Yeah, see, that's why a lot of people like that. I never did. The mango does something weird for me. And people always said, Peacekeeper, do not get North Stag. I can promise you this. Do not get North Stag. As far as the Louis Vuitton clones, I don't know what else North Stag offers. All I know is I have tried the Imagination clone, which smells absolutely nothing like Imagination. And then I smelled the Afternoon Swim clone, and it is very vegetable oil synthetic musk mixed together with the Louis Vuitton DNA. It's just not very good. No. Gian, you really think that's good? We made a joke out of it. Like a bunch of us were making a joke out about how Quattro is very not very good at all. Hold on, I want to see what he's saying. I feel like I'm one of the few that doesn't care for the LeBeau line, any of them. I despise coconut. There's a bunch of people that feel the same way. Yeah, my favorite is the EDT as well. My sister recently counted I have 392 fragrances. With that being said, I'm focused on quality and uniqueness for 2025. That's what I focused on last year. This year, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just buying everything. I have like 30 fragrances purchased in the last like 2 weeks. LeBeau is the TikTok line. Yeah, I guess you're listening in the background, huh, Jeff? You pop in every like 20 minutes. That's how I know, because whenever I'm doing that, I'm either working or eating or something and just watching or doing something else while I'm listening. I'm with you, Pat. Don't care for the LeBeau line either. There are a lot of people don't. Unlike most people, I like the EDT best out of most brands. I'm trying to get to the bottom here. I love Azzaro Wanted by Night. I wish they had the orange blossom, added the orange blossom to the Azzaro Wanted DNA. Then a lot of people would say that it was generic. The YSL myself has the orange blossom heavy. You have no idea how many people hate it because of that. And so if Azzaro would add orange blossom to their DNA, you would have 80% of the people complaining because of the orange blossom. I'm one of the ones who actually loves orange blossom. I love orange blossom. I love Lily of the Valley. I like sweet florals. And unfortunately, some people just don't. Okay, so Houston. I thought so. I was trying to think what else is there. H. Hartford? Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah, H-Town is generally Houston. Yeah, I figured. OG LeBeau is okay, but I think Boss Pacific did it better. Never tried the Le Parfum in Paradise Garden. I had to because my wife loves it and thinks it's pretty good. Yeah, Paradise Garden was different, but at the same time, I thought the green part of it and the fruity part were just overly synthetic as far as like syrupy. It didn't do it for me. I remember I was leaving for vacation last year when that came out. And the Le Parfum, the mid, just, I'm not sure. It doesn't do much to me. I'm trying to figure out where. I know you were talking to Peacekeeper, but I was saying, please don't tell me that you were recommending, and then you did say Quattro. I know you were talking to Peacekeeper. You were telling him to buy North Stag Quattro. And I was saying, please don't recommend that fragrance because it is not good. I was trying, and I knew you were talking to Peacekeeper. I was trying to save him from buying the North Stag Quattro. That was my point. I knew you were talking to. Mango notes are very hit or miss for me. It all depends on the style of mango and the style of fragrance that it's in. Trying to get to the bottom, it just keeps going and going, which isn't a bad thing. I'm glad you guys are having some good talks. My favorite afternoon swim take is Grandor's Soaked Sun exclusive. Not a 1-in-1 clone, but it's like YEDT and afternoon swim combined. So you like the more like inspired by versions? Because to me, whenever somebody said that they love afternoon swim, but they don't want to spend the money on it, or they want something less expensive, like a clone of it, I'm trying to find the closest that you can possibly get to that DNA. Because if I just tried this Grandor and I felt the same as you, that it smelled like YSL YEDT and afternoon swim, it wouldn't be one that I would recommend to somebody who was asking like, can I love Afternoon Swim. Do you have a clone that smells close to it? That, like, for me, that would be something. If you want something that's inspired by, then that would be a good one. But that does sound really good. I might have to try that. Underrated trim. Best mango scent I've tried is Trouble in Paradise, and mango Thai lime is really good. Trouble in Paradise was that one you sent me last year. That one was really good as well. I forgot about that. I need to go back and try that. I think 2025 is the year Randy goes back to buying all the new. No, it will not. I decided there's a lot of new releases I wanted to try this early in the year, but once we get past this opening part, I'm done. I'm not done, but if there's something that I like, obviously I'll pick it up. But there's just you guys think I'm picking up a lot of new releases, but there's been like 20 or 30, and I've picked up like 10. So I haven't really. And if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I picked up every one. So yeah. LOL, ducking under the computer screen. I like Norstag Quattro, but in my opinion, it's not an Afternoon Swim clone. Yeah, see, that's funny. Because I remember whenever I got those in, if you go back, it was the 10,000 subscriber giveaway live. I said the Imagination clone is terrible. I said, but the North Stag Quattro, which I said whenever we first got it in from this guy right here, Newt. I said it smells okay, and you can easily wear that, but it's not even close to Afternoon Swim as far as being a clone. To me, it smelled like if you took Afternoon Swim and mixed it together with like a ton of musk and vegetable oil. But that's pretty funny, ducking behind the computer screen. But I'm just going to end that there, is that the only ones that I have tried that would be worth picking up as far as an Afternoon Swim, like 1-in-1 clone, I've never found one that's like a true 1-to-1. But Luciano Sunset Swim or Zohar Aroma's version, I forget the name of it, Ocean Whispers or something like that. Both of them are pretty close, while still having a little bit of a twist. Thanks, Randy. I had that Norstag clones in my cart for months. You save me money and space. Yeah, see, Peacekeeper, I mean, somebody might like it or might not like it, but I do have to say, whenever we were talking about it, it was my first time ever trying it. I remember that live stream. There was like 30 people that were like, that's terrible. I don't even want to win that giveaway. So just want to save you from buying at least that one, especially because North Stags, don't they usually run like $40? Yeah, they usually run around $40, 32, 37, something like that. I would get the Zoha first. The Luciano is the Afternoon Swim take I like. I use the least, and 3 is closer to Afternoon Swim than Imagination. The North Stag Trois or whatever it's called. See, that one, I knew what they were trying for. It just didn't make any sense. But the Luciano Sunset Swim, I'm surprised that you don't like that one. That one is one of the ones that I actually really enjoy. Afternoon Swim always reminded me of how your hands smell after peeling a ripe orange. Citrus, that is correct. And that's why I always compare the Afternoon Swim to CK1 Summer Days, because both of them give me that same vibe, that you're taking like a citrus. In this case, it was kumquat, but it smelled more like orange than kumquat in the CK1. And it smelled like you're literally unpeeling the fruit, and you get the zestiness, a little bit of that watery vibe, like the juiciness. And then you just add some musk underneath it, and there's your fragrance. That's exactly how I feel about both Afternoon Swim and CK1 Summer Days. Both of them have that same feeling. Yeah, that's funny. That can't agree on everything. With that said, I appreciate all you guys, but my daughter got home. I'm gonna go take care of her and get ready for the rest of the week. But yeah, see, that is where I think that you like something that I don't. Is, let me just plug this in real quick. Anyway, that's where I think that we're different, because Alexandria has that vegetable oil smell to me as well. Same with Dua. So I am not a huge fan of Alexandria or Dua either. But with that said, my laptop is about to die now that I'm using it for everything. So before it does die, I just want to say you guys have a fantastic evening. Make sure to look out for my Azzaro Forever Wanted Elixir video tomorrow, sometime in the mid-afternoon. And I'm going to go take care of my daughter, and I hopefully you guys have a fantastic evening. Again, try whatever you want before, like talking to Peacekeeper and everybody else who was talking about the afternoon swim clone. Everybody has different tastes. That is quite evident when I was talking to Jeff about some of the new Polo 67 and stuff like that. So definitely try it out for yourself. Try something, whether it's the Zoha Aroma one. And if you don't like it, then maybe that North Stag one is for you. But yeah, just in my opinion, for the least amount of money, the Zoha Aroma is one to get close. But yeah, hit the like on the way out. Cheers to everybody. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all of the donations that came through. Novice, Mickey, and Mitch, was it? It's not showing me anymore. I think it was Mickey, Mitch, and yeah, Mickey, Mitch, and Novice. I appreciate all you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Look out for my video, and peace out.